Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today I'm making some cute DIYs to entertain your friends or to use on a table setting. Stay tuned. To start this project, I'm going to be using these wooden rings. They were sent to me by BB Crafts last year and I was trying to figure out the perfect project to use for them. They are about 2.5 inches on the outside diameter and a little under 2 inches on the inside diameter. To cover the wood on the rings, the first thing I did was I grabbed this nautical rope and I untwisted it. There's 3 little braids or 3 little rope bundles that are twisted in one of these nautical ropes, and I just undid the whole thing and just slowly just took a big chunk and started just twisting it around one of the rings. And I kept twisting the rope around the ring fairly tightly to make sure the napkin holder is nice and even. I just used a little dot of glue before I started twisting and then just made sure I used plenty of hot glue in the end to hot glue it in place. So at the spot that I began and ended twisting, that is where I will be putting my decoration. I absolutely love this project, and the fact that I can interchange the decor on top is so smart, and I don't have to have 70 of these. I can just have for my setting of 12 and I'm all done, just have different decor. I'm going to be using 4 different things to decorate my napkin rings, and I'm starting with these beautiful burlap roses that I got on clearance for $1.24. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of rope that was left over and I'm just going to undo it, and you have these thin little strands that are so perfect to just tie in the back of the napkin ring. All I'm doing is a little dollop of hot glue and then just putting that rope piece right on top and letting it cool. And now I'm just tying that sweet little rose right in place on the napkin ring holder. And then I'm just going to tuck the little bow that I'm making right underneath, and no one's going to see it because it's just such a thin string of the burlap. Next, I'm grabbing this cotton piece that I got at the Dollar Tree, and they come usually 3 to 4 in a pack depending on how big they are. And they already come with the wire that's already attached and underneath where we need it to be. And then I'm going to securely tie it straight onto the napkin ring. For this one, I just cut off a 6-inch piece of floral wire, and I'm going to hot glue it kind of like when you're looking at the shell going up and down, just because of the way I want it to go on my napkin ring holder. Next, I'm grabbing some white sunflowers. I did cut off the little edge, but I made sure to just put a lot of hot glue right there to seal it and to make sure that there's no issues. And right on top of that, I'm going to put a little burlap string, or you could use a jute cord, and I'm just going to hot glue that in place, wait for it to cool, and then just tie it around my napkin ring holder. And next, for the fun part, I'm just grabbing my beautiful napkin rings and I'm putting them around some fabric napkins. Today's video is part of the What Would You Do collab. It's a collab that is hosted by my sweet friend Jenny, and all we're asked to do is to do all our DIYs using some sort of a wooden project. The theme for today is Girls Night Out, and that is why I decided to do DIYs that are perfect to entertain my friends. The playlist along with all the ladies' links will be in the description box below. Please click that and show them some love. This next project, I'm starting out with this bear tray that I painted white, and for those who watch my channel know that this is quite rare for me. I lost the footage of me painting the sides of this tray, so I'm very sorry. I painted all the sides of the tray in a Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen white, and I gave it 2 coats. After it was dry, now I'm getting my beautiful scrapbook paper. I got this set of scrapbooking pages from Michael's, and this is my favorite pack from the Best of Paper Studio. It just has the perfect, beautiful designs for farmhouse decor. So I chose this kind of washed out wood because I thought it would just look so elegant and would be easy to decorate the whole year round with different decor because the wood color is so neutral. Here I'm just measuring how much I need to cut off and just using my little handy tool over here to cut it down to size. And I am going to use 2 pages because one wasn't enough. So I am cutting down the other one, but just make sure that when you're cutting the second one, it's going in the same direction as the first one. Next, I'm overlaying both of the pages to see which side of the paper would just be a smoother transaction in the lines. And then once I decide where that is going to be, I just marked it off with maybe like a 1/4 inch inside and cut that excess piece of paper off because it is a beautiful paper and I'm sure I can use it again. To adhere the paper, I'm going to be using Mod Podge, and I'm also going to be using Mod Podge on top to seal it in. One thing that I recommend for a bigger piece like this is go slow, take your time, meaning go section at a time and gently smooth out the pages as you're moving along. To get started on this project, you're going to need the Dollar Tree tumbling tower pieces and a right angle ruler. I like using this ruler to make sure that everything sticks in a really straight line. And I'm just hot gluing 3 pieces flat, and then I'm going to take another 3 pieces and I'm going to stand them up and then hot glue them. Next, we're going to take the ones that are standing up and hot glue them to the ones that are flat. And I also used a tiny bit of E6000 just to make sure that it stays in place for a very long time. Next, I'm grabbing these wood planks from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to be using 2 of them. On top of the first one, I'm going to make kind of like a little frame and just hot glue it in place. As you can see, it's a little bit not enough on the edges, but that doesn't matter. We're going to cover those up anyway. Next, I'm grabbing my white chalk Rust-Oleum paint and I'm going to paint everything white, including the board where it's going to be chalkboard. I wanted everything to be nice and even, and in case one side looked a little bit better than the other, I could choose that one because I want to make sure that I choose the smoother side because I'm going to be writing little cute notes on it. Next, I'm grabbing this pretty little burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to hide all those imperfections with it. So I'm just starting at the bottom, going all the way around, and I'm going to finish hot gluing the ribbon in place on the other side. To make the chalkboard, I picked the side that was the smoother out of both sides, and I'm just using some painter's tape to square off the area where I'll be working. And I know there's a ribbon there, but there still should be room where you can attach the painter's tape to, and mine was pretty easy to stick on. Next, I'm using this chalkboard paint by Craftwise, and I got this at the Dollar Tree. What a great deal. For a smoother, nicer look, I made sure that all my lines as I'm painting it are going the same way. To get into the corners, I'm just using a little tiny brush and I'm just getting all the little corners and making sure that the chalkboard is nice and smooth. And now for the reveal. I seriously was expecting some bleed through to the other side just because, there was that little area where I was attaching my tape. But everything came out so nice, I didn't have to fix it anywhere. Now I'm just grabbing a piece of chalk and I'm going to write out Girls Night Out. To complete the look, I'm going to grab these furniture plugs, and there's a few options for you that I found at the Dollar Tree also. And first I thought I was going to do the little ones, but when I tried, I just felt like they were just a little bit too tiny. So then I went and got the bigger ones. And I got both of these packs on clearance, which was pretty nice. So all I'm doing is just hot gluing 4 of these little furniture plugs to each corner of my sign.